Okay, so to make a hollow form, we're gonna make 2 pinch pots. I've already made one. I started with 2 pieces of clay that were about the same size, and you start with it in a nice sphere, and then you just stick your thumb down into the center of it and leave enough thickness so that you don't go all the way through on the bottom. And then you just make a really basic pinch pot, pinch and rotate. You can see the outside of my fingers. I'm kind of holding in a rounded shape to form the clay into a sphere shape. And I'm pinching evenly around all the sides. You can kind of tap it on the table as you go to even out the top and kind of smooth over any of those giant cracks as you go. So now I want to make sure that my other half fits together like this. So you can see they line up pretty well. If one is bigger or smaller, you can pinch it a little bit so they line up nicely. And then what we're gonna do is score and slip it closed. So you need to score with the scoring tool. Nice deep scratches so that it looks like Velcro. And you can score in all different directions, just like that. And then we'll score this side too, score both sides of the pieces of clay that you're trying to join together. Da, da, da. Okay, and then I'm just going to take a little spritz of water and just spritz water into one of the edges. So now that'll act like the glue that holds this together. And then you just kind of go around and squish the 2 sides together, work your way all the way around. I'm kind of like jiggling the clay too. And then once you have them completely joined together, then you have trapped air inside of your hollow form, which is nice because you can use that to your advantage. It has a little bit more pushback now. So I'm gonna start now to finish the seam by going around with my rubber rib and just making sure that seam is all the way smoothed over. I'm more than just smoothing it over, I'm smearing the clay into one another so that the seam actually disappears into the clay body. So we're disappearing the seam. And now I can use that trapped air to my advantage and kind of roll my hollow form on the table, and it has some give or some pushback because of the trapped air inside, and do this until I have a really nice, smooth, even surface. So now I have a nice like base form. I would recommend scoring and slipping and attaching all of your stuff before you poke your holes in this. But then when you guys are all done making your attachments and personalizing this, then is when you'll poke your holes and kind of cut out your circles. Again, about the size of a quarter on the top and the bottom, and smooth those out so that then they can go onto our piece of rebar for our totem. So there we have another basic shape for our totem.